Hey Printers, welcome back to another shop tour. Today we are with Adam Sins out of Screenprinting Select. We're in, am I saying it right, Lancaster?
I mean, that's how everybody not from Lancaster says it.
Okay.
But it's Lancaster.
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 Pennsylvania. 2 hours outside Philadelphia where we landed. We've got ISS Atlantic City coming up. But these guys have some really cool stuff. I've seen them back. Also, there's this viral TikTok I want to ask you about and how all that went. But we're just going to jump on in. So first of all, thanks for hitting me back up on Instagram.
Thank you.
How's the shop been?
We're busy. Like we're really busy. We caught up the past like 2 weeks. Before that, we've been slammed for probably 8 months. Like we like cannot get enough done in a day, right? So it feels a little bit better. And I think it's probably a lot to do with people going on vacations and it's the middle of summer type thing. So it's going to ramp back up here with the holidays.
What do you think has fueled the growth so much last year, this year, for you guys?
I mean, for us, definitely print on demand, e-commerce, print on demand. When COVID really hit, we had to figure out what to do, just like everybody else. And so we pivoted towards print on demand, e-commerce, DTG, and we ended up, growing the business insanely because of it. That was what we focused on. A lot of like all the schools, like colleges, like nobody was ordering. So what became really popular was e-commerce, right? Everybody was at home, like getting the extra money and stuff like that. So they were buying stuff and buying off a website. So
you're stocking inventory too, or is literally on?
Everything is on demand. Yeah, we don't stock anything, which is great for us. I mean, we're
with
super
DTG
lean.
or?
Yeah, for DTG, yeah.
Got it. Is that all here?
For what?
Like all the machines and.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, we're gonna have to check that out.
Yeah.
Does anybody come into the showroom now, or is it more appointment based, or?
Honestly, because we're in like the business park that we are, we don't get a lot of walk-ins. Which, to be honest, like I kind of prefer that. That's not really who we. We cater towards walk-ins, of course, which is why we have the showroom. But most of our business can be done through email, right, or a phone call. A lot of businesses, people are too busy anyways, right? So in terms of B2B, it's like a phone call or an email.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then when did you move into this facility and how big is it?
So, we first started in 2016, so we're in, year 5, something like that. So we started just up the road, which is where you got the address from.
Yeah,
it's still
because I was Googling. I did it yesterday, and then coming here, and then I was like, "Is it this address?" And you're like, "Yes."
We have.
So I figured maybe it was stock or.
No. We have customers that still show up there, so it's. I'm glad you asked, but so we started at a location right up the road. We first started out in a 2-car garage, 500 square feet, just a normal garage, and we were in there for like a year, and then after that, we moved to another building on the same property. That was like 2,000 square foot. And it's still like, it was not by any means like an industrial like workspace, like what we may do, right? And after that, we ended up moving to a 3rd location on the same property, but we were in the basement.
Right.
So we actually got the approval. So like literally think of a dirty, dusty, like dungy basement. Like that's what we started with. And we completely renovated the entire thing, like everything got painted, new floors, like we put walls up. I spent like a decent amount of money, right? It was like 4,500 square feet in total, but what it didn't have was any way to get the equipment in, right, except the front door downstairs. So we actually got the okay to excavate a ramp down the side of the building, and we poured, I can't remember, it was like I want to say like 150,000 pounds of concrete. I can't remember, this was years ago now. And it was fairly steep. We built like a roof and everything over top of it. But that's literally how we got all of our equipment, all of our packages, UPS, all that kind of stuff like came out of that. And at the very bottom, I had
rolled up and down on carts? Or?
Yeah, we had carts, that's all. And like utility carts, dollies.
Those airports moving sidewalks?
Like hindsight, man, like I can't even believe we did that every single day. But like we were pushing like, or holding on to, like autos and like, ovens that were almost as wide as the entire ramp itself. The ramp was like 8 feet wide. But like we'd get down to the bottom and it was a 90-degree turn into the building. And then it was like a 10-foot opening that my dad like custom fabricated metal doors. It was actually pretty cool. But I mean, we had low ceilings. The ceilings were like 7 feet high. Like we were in a basement, right? So it worked out for a little bit. And then about a little over 2 years ago, we moved into where we're at now, which is just shy of 10,000 square foot. It's an actual like industrial building, right? It's a warehouse. So this is much more fitting for us, but we're maxing this place out too, man.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look. I want to see.
Cool. Well, this is our office. Pretty low key. Like I said, we don't really get that many people that come in. So as far as, you know, handling like walk-ins and stuff, a lot of times like whoever gets it, we just talk to them and see what they want. But we have the samples. And
are you storing film here too? Or?
So this is old film. We don't even use film anymore.
Oh, so this is like a museum.
We got to figure out what to do with it, right?
I was gonna say, because I've seen the laser on your Instagram, and I was like, how? Why?
Yeah, this is ancient. We don't use film anymore, and we have no way of even using it. Like if our laser went down, like we don't have a backup option.
Got it.
You know, so
this is it's like a vintage. Look in the past.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, we organized like, oh my god, this is a mess. Like anybody still doing film, I know how it is, and everybody, it's just.
It says May. It's a little blurry. It says May 2019.
Yeah, like it's just crazy. So I am so glad to be done with film. Like never again, ever again. I would highly, highly, highly recommend going away from film. I'm sure everybody that uses film feels the same way too. So this is the main production floor in the shop. What we have right here, this is all like print on demand stuff. So this is all printed. Looks like it's all printed, yeah. And it's getting ready to go out the door. So this is our fulfillment area right here in front of us. And it's got to get folded, poly bagged, and then it's going to go out the door. We typically ship about anywhere between 500 to 1,000 individual dropship packages per day. So USPS comes with their big truck every single day, like 11 a.m. and they just unload like we have laundry bins, right? And it's all print on demand. So a lot of the orders are, you know, one shirt, some are two, some are a sweatshirt and a hat, you know, whatever. We'll fulfill whatever our customers sell.
God, I was slightly distracted looking around. You said about 1,000?
Yeah, so anywhere between like 500 to 1,000 on a given
Got
day.
it.
Yeah.
So tell me through this workflow here. So is there inventory that's blank? It looks like some's printed.
Yeah.
How does that work and go through everything?
So basically, over on the left-hand side of the building, that's where our dock door is. When the inventory comes in, we organize it by customer, whatever our print-on-demand customer is, and it gets kind of stacked up. And then we have people that go through it, and it goes up on shelves by size, by color.
But how are you ordering?
Oh, okay.
So is it like individuals?
Those are my secrets,
Oh, interesting.
No, our operations manager, Tyler, which you might see here in a little bit, super smart guy. He's got a computer science degree, and what he was able to develop with another gentleman is basically the automated ordering system that we use every single day. So we are S&S Activewear. It's one of their biggest customers, right? We also use a lot of the other vendors, but it's in terms of like the API plugins, like S&S does a really good job with it. Like Alpha does it as well, but S&S earned our business.
They do have a very good API compared to the others right now.
Yeah, I mean, you would know, right?
Yeah.
So every single day at 4 p.m., every order that was queued up from our customers' websites
like
gets
through
sent
Shopify
out to exactly, through Shopify or whichever e-commerce platform they use. It sends that order right to S&S, and you know, it places it. There's no like human interaction that has to do that.
Unless there's stock issues or something.
So basically, you know, it'll scan the closest warehouse to us, which is New Jersey. After that, it goes down the line, and it'll try to get that, you know, black 6210 medium from New Jersey, and then the next closest and the next closest will go down the line. If it's out of stock, it'll put it in the queue to order the next day.
Got it.
So over COVID, like typically wasn't really a problem. But because of COVID, a lot of stuff was out of stock. So we definitely had some weeks or some months that, you know, are basically at the end of every day, I get an email with the API order list that couldn't be ordered.
Got it.
And then it'll just try it the next day. It'll try the next day with the bulk order. And you know, sometimes you might have 100 items on there, and the next day it's like 50 if you're lucky. That's how we rock. And then if it goes too far out, we end up clearing that failed order list, and we just try to order from somewhere else.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Props to you guys for being able to build that.
We worked on it for a while. Tyler worked on it for a while. I mean, there's definitely some work to do with it, but we tried to think of everything in terms of like how a product got ordered to then how it goes into our fulfillment software, how it gets ordered from the supplier. It's pretty incredible what we've been able to do.
Yeah, I mean, walk me through. It sounds like there's two workflows on the digital and the screen side. So what does the digital look like? You said stuff comes in over here?
Yeah. So all of our garments come in over here.
Got it.
That's our loading dock over here. So everything comes in here, and then it gets separated based on whether it's going to be a screen printed job or if it's a print on demand job. And if it's print on demand, it gets separated by customer as well. So if it's print on demand, it'll go on these shelves here. And as you can see, we have it sized. Each shelf is a different size and a different blend. So we try to keep a lot of the colors separate, but I mean, we only have like so much shelf space. Most of the time, like these are full as well. So everything gets separated by size, by color, and by blend. And the reason for that is because then we got to do all the private labeling, right? So a lot of our print-on-demand customers, they want the neck labels out, right? So we actually, my man Alan over here, that's his station. So we worked with Stahl's Hottronics to develop a custom pallet that does, what is that, 8 shirts at a time. 8 shirts at a time. So it's pretty crazy. I mean, we went from, and those are screen printed transfers. So we have that method for custom private labeling, and then we also have a rapid tag. What we found for like the print on demand stuff, because everything, it's such a variety, right? Like, it's crazy. I mean, you got so many different blends of shirts and different things like that. It's hard to like do one run, you know, and to set up like even the rapid tag. Like the rapid tag's pretty quick setup, but like this, you can do 8 shirts, but you could have different blends on each one. It doesn't matter.
Got it.
So we started out doing like 1 at a time, and then we went to 2, and then we were like, we're not doing this anymore. So we partnered with Stahl's Hottronics to build a custom pallet to do 8. So he's got to go through all these right here, and from here, then they go over to the other side. So the other side is blank garments that are waiting to be decorated, and they have the private label already in them. So
these are orders that have been placed. Yeah. They're just waiting for decoration.
Every garment that you see in this entire side here is already ordered.
Okay. So there's no stock. Have you thought about stocking because of that, or no? Just not knowing what's going to be ordered? We stock the more popular items that we know are going to be ordered more often, because even with the API, like we're then relying on the pickers at the suppliers to like send us the right stuff. So black t-shirts, you know, white t-shirts, gray t-shirts, you know, we use a lot of like next level 6210s. We'll stock like a handful of like each size because we know that it'll get replenished. Is there any QA that happens then on everything that's ordered, or are you just taking it as is? So as far as when it comes in, you're saying? Right, on the digital side. As far as, did you say quality just control, like, is that what you said? Yeah, just making sure there's no issues or holes, or is that what's kind of checked right here? When So we definitely, like, the person that puts them on the shelf, you know, they're looking for any damaged product, and if they find it, like, we'll make a comment. And, or like, missing sizes or anything? Yeah, so like, you know, that's hard. I mean, they're cross-referencing what got ordered with the packing slip in the box, right? But it's challenging. Like, we definitely, we go back and forth with the suppliers a lot, because when 1,000 assorted shirts show up every single day,
you can imagine that there's going to be some quality control, you know,
Right.
issues that got missed. So that's something that, you know, we have to work with our suppliers every single day to minimize that. But after they get put up on the shelf over there, then they go and they're waiting to be what we call picked. So every single day we print out packing slips from the previous day in all the orders. So it could be, you know, we've got a bunch of Dymo printers, and then we have people that go over there and they're looking at the packing slips, and the packing slip has all the information, you know, down to obviously the shirt, the size, the color, and then they're pairing the packing slip with the shirt, and then it depends on how we're going to be decorating it. So our print-on-demand department, we do screen printed transfers and we do digital print with DTG machines. So we
and it'll say that decoration type on the packing slip?
What's that?
It'll say that decoration type on the pack, or you just know from the order?
No, so that's something that we do internally based on the popularity of the product. So, I mean, when you're doing, you know, 20,000 DTG orders or print-on-demand orders a month for like one customer, you need a lot of machines, and those machines are very expensive, right? So it's like, unless we had 20 Cornette machines, you'd still be like pressed to get that amount of stuff done. So we do a lot of screen print transfers, even for our on-demand stuff. Like, we'll work with our customers and we'll stock, you know, 500 of a certain design.
Got it.
Because it's a lot quicker for us, and you'll see it here. We have the dual air fusion, so we have 3 of them. So they're like the double
Oh
pallet.
yeah, can you check that out?
Absolutely.
So that'll go, that's what's going on in this room then.
Yep. So like, this is the print-on-demand room in here. It's air conditioned. So we have one of the dual key presses here, and then we have another one over there. So what they're doing is they're taking the screen printed transfer that got paired with the garment from out here, and then they're decorating it. Once it's decorated, it goes back out to the fulfillment area. So it kind of just like a big circle.
Got it. So the stack comes in. It looks like
Yep.
the transfer is also stuck with the packing slip.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's how you keep them all organized for what is for what.
Yep.
So somebody's pulling them, picking them off the shelf in the morning from yesterday, creating this separation, putting it all down, and just passing it in.
Exactly. So that's what, like, and we'll go out there then too, but that's what all of those boxes are.
Okay.
Those are all
I'll check that out.
the designs that we have determined to be like super popular, that we want to invest in the upfront cost to screen print transfer, because we know that it's still quicker than DTGing, to be honest.
Do you try to charge for some aspect up front to the customer, or no, do you just take it up front?
It depends on the customer.
Okay.
It depends on our relationship together, the volume, different things like that. We have to make that decision when we bring them on board. Yeah. So moving in here, this is our DTG room. So we've got 3 Cornette Breeze machines here. And so going back to like the picker that's picking the shirts off the shelf, right? So they are looking at the packing slip, and they know whether it's going to be a DTG or if it's got a transfer. So if it's got a transfer, they'll pick the transfer. If they know it's being DTG, it comes into here to Emily.
And how do they know? Is that stored like metadata on the order in their store?
No.
Okay.
So that's like one of those things where, you know, when you're doing it every single day, you just know.
You guys
right?
have known, and
Yeah.
so you're putting it probably on that box, or they're
Yeah.
got it.
And you know, it's because our customers, because it's print on demand, it gives them the like extreme flexibility to offer whatever they want. So like they're constantly changing and taking stuff off their site and adding new stuff. So we definitely have to like work pretty fast to try to figure out like what's what on like a daily basis. Like,
So what is the threshold between going from a Cornette in your guys' shop to pressed? Like, is it a number of orders per day or per month? Is it a quality thing? What
are you saying what determines via DTG versus?
Exactly.
Man, there's a lot of different variables. I would say.
Is there like a glaring one that always like, oh, maybe we should switch this over to heat press?
Yeah, I mean, if it's like, here's an order that Maria just picked from out there that she knows that it's CTG, so she just brought it in here. It definitely has a lot to do with like the complexity of the print, the size of the print, the number of colors in the print. Because obviously DTG printing, the reason that we do that in the water-based ink is that it can print what a lot of like screen printing, like, I want to say can't do, right? But there's definitely a lot of advantages. So I guess, I don't know what the easiest way to answer your question would be. It really depends on the volume of which that particular design is purchased.
Got it.
If it's purchased, like, if it's a heavy hitter, I'm not going to DTG it. I can screen print transfer up 500 sheets on my press in, 30 minutes. To do 500 DTG, that would take you like, on one machine, I mean, that would take you like 3 days. Like.
So it's a volume thing.
Yeah. It's a volume, but it's also like how many colors are in the print. We can screen print transfer multiple colors, of course, but then you have the increased setup times out there as well. So it's like a constant balancing act, and that's what Tyler, he's constantly like running the numbers, like what makes more sense. We know that this particular design sells like 100 per week. Is it worth us to DTG it, or is it worth us to screen print transfer it? Like, it's a constant try to figure it out. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So then we also do like vehicle wraps, vinyl stuff. Honestly, we don't really promote it that much because we're just so busy with everything else, but it's kind of in the nature of the business, like, to be able to offer signage. I like to do the vehicle wraps, that's pretty cool. But we do some basic signage and whatnot over there. So this is our digital print.
Super cool.
Yeah. So I guess we'll go out here behind you. So this is back to where the loading dock is. So I think we have like 11 Podtronics presses, so we love them. And we have a great relationship with Skull. So we do we have the Fusion 360 half presses, which are awesome. We do like a ton of embroidered patches. That's like really popular right now. And they're all heat applied. You can still like embroider the embroidered patches, right? But that allows us to do it like on demand as well, right? Because we don't do embroidery on demand. So the next best thing for us, for customers that want that, is we'll do like a really cool patch, and then we just heat press it right on, and it looks like it was embroidered on.
Super cool. Yeah. And those come in over here. Is this the finishing of bagging and
yep.
folding?
Yeah.
And what folding machine is this?
So that is the Speedy T.
Okay.
From some Italian company. I can't remember what it's called now. Everybody, I'm sure.
People will chime in the comments to figure it out.
Yeah, it's you could pronounce this. There you go, right there. So they've been in the industry for a long time. This particular unit it's pretty good. Like, we had one.
The footprint is way smaller.
Yeah, we had one right before this, and it didn't do the job, unfortunately. And when we're folding, anywhere between 500 to 1,000 garments a day, just on the fulfillment side, like, we have a lot of customers that want folding and poly bagging on like the screen printing side too. So like this machine does it all, right? So like these shirts right here, these just came out of the print on demand room, and they're getting folded and then get shipped out.
Got it.
Yeah.
Do you sacrifice speed with one that's a lot smaller than the long running aisle looking ones?
Like
like that,
like the
Rock and M&R, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I think this one's rated at like 350 an hour. Honestly, like that's enough for us. Right?
Got it. But it handles hoodies or long sleeves and others better, well.
Yeah, it's got like 9 different moves.
Configure it. Got it. Cool.
Yeah.
And what tool are you guys using over here for measuring? Is that ShipStation?
Yeah, so that's ShipStation. So the way that all of our e-commerce print-on-demand stuff works is the order order comes into our customer site via Shopify, BigCommerce, whoever they're using, and then it funnels right into our system. This is kind of like the catch-all for all of those. We have all of our different print-on-demand customers within ShipStation. And so like in these piles, these are all different brands. Like it doesn't even matter to us what we're shipping out. When it gets put on the scale, it like auto-populates right into ShipStation, and it gets put in the bag. Like, and then it will deduct the shipping from like that particular customer's account. So it just knows. So like that could be, you know, customer X, and then the one she's doing right now could be customer Y. They all get thrown into those big totes and they go out the door.
Very cool.
Yeah. So if we make our way over to here, so all of these garments, that's what they're doing right now. So they're looking at all the packing slips, and if it says, you know, that they need a 6210 heather gray, dark heather gray, she grabbed that, and then the other one as well. But everything's by size, by shelf, and we put the most popular sizes. Like, so the shelves are not like small, medium, large, extra large, 2X. Like at the bottom is 2X, and then it goes extra large, large. Never mind, I lied. Okay, 4X is at the top though, because that's really not that popular. Over on that side, we actually do it a little bit different. And the reason we do that is so people don't have to constantly be going up and down the stairs.
Sure. Right.
So we try to make it as easy as possible with what we have. But as soon as these carts get filled, then they'll go into there. So on the screen printing side, we have the 1618, the 3 flashes. This thing is a monster. We don't use it to its complete capabilities. I don't really want to either. But, you know, we're actually in the market for another press to replace this because we're becoming out of space. And this is a huge press, and we could put a smaller press in this place and have some more room.
Makes sense. Yeah, this is a massive press.
Yeah. So 1618, and then here's an 810 and our Sportsman. Imagine that. We got our Printavo up here. So we'll go over here. So here's our ink wall. This is everything that we have stocked, and we actually have a really cool Google Doc that has all the Pantones that we have mixed up, because there's nothing worse than like a customer that contacts you and they're like, hey, I want a red print. You're like, which red print? Right. Which red do you want? We have, you know, 50 of them. So we'll send them the doc, and then it allows them to like look at the swatch and say, you know, I want 186.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So it's based on your stock colors.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yep. Because, I mean, we can mix any color under the sun, right? But if I have it here and a customer finds something they like, then that's better for us.
That's smart.
Makes sense.
So is it like a hex color type of scale, like a color scale, and they just pick and it shows the Pantone behind it? Or?
No, I mean, we just put the Pantone. It's just, like I said, it's a Google Doc, and it just has a swatch, and then right beside it just says 186, and, you know, and it's all grouped by color.
Got it.
So if they know they want a red, they'll go to the red section and they'll pick it. And if they really don't like something, then we might even send them to like Pantone.com, you know, and say, hey, what would you like here? Or if they come in, we can look at a Pantone book together. But usually customers can find something that they like. You know, you have those times where a corporate company has their specific colors, and that's fine. I would rather a customer like specify what Pantone they want, because then they know what they're gonna get.
Right. Yeah. That's awesome. And then
sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, do you keep the darkroom down here, or is it going back upstairs?
Yeah, the darkroom's in there, so we'll show that last.
Okay, let's do it.
So up here is where we do all of our reclaiming at. So we got Dylan mixing some ink. So Dylan's one of our press operators, but he's mixing some ink right now.
What's up, Dylan?
So yeah, so this is our mixing system. Union, Rutland is what we typically use. We use some one stroke for white ink. And then for our reclaiming area, we use like all Saudi products. I don't know if you can hear me, it's loud, but...
No, I got it.
Cool. So we use all Saudi products. You're being too loud, dude. We actually have a super, super powerful pressure washer. And it's funny because you did a post like, I don't know, a month or two ago about pressure washers, right? And I commented because a lot of shops, you know, when you're first starting out, right, you were told like, go to Lowe's, get the $100 pressure washer, and get the warranty, right? It's like a warranty for 10 bucks. You know, we use them every single day, and 6 months later you go and get a new one. They definitely like kind of crack down on that. They're a lot harder than they used to be. And what we learned with our reclaiming process and just the chemicals that we're using, and we try to use obviously like safe chemicals, eco-friendly chemicals, different things like that. But we work really closely with Saudi, and we use all of their chemicals. We have a whole pump system. So behind the reclaiming area, we have 55-gallon drums of the two different chemicals, which is IR and ER, and that's it. We use the pressure washer. You see over there, one chemical per side, and it's like a 3-step process. We don't use a dip tank or anything like that anymore. Like, it's too time consuming. So we have what I learned was that to get the best reclaimed screens, it's you need a really good pressure washer. You need one that has more gallons per minute, and that's what really blows it right off.
Got it. Do you think then the auto reclaim is in your future too, or?
Definitely, yeah. It definitely will be. Alex is quick. He's pretty quick, so it makes me want to save the money. But that's going to be probably one of the next purchases. Hey Ryan. So that's Ryan. He's our production manager. Hey Ryan. Make sure that all the orders get out the door, and quality control, and just overall, just make sure that things get done in a timely manner, and that we're not missing deadlines. That's incredibly important. So that was Ed. He's our lead press operator. So he trains people, he runs press, he trains new people that we're trying to bring through. So here's our dark room. This work of art right here. The Saudi LTS, what is it? VF 6080, I think is what it's called. So it exposes, it images and exposes 2 screens at a time via laser.
This is the laser to screen, the infamous laser to screen.
When we were deciding to go this route, which I know a lot of other shops, are actively trying to figure out what to do, we really examined a couple different things. Consumables, that was a huge plus for us. There are no consumables. Yeah, you have some LEDs, but they have a really longevity. I think I want to say it's 50,000 hours or something like that. I can't remember. I used to know what it was. But there's no consumables. It's pretty quick, and I didn't want to deal with this room. There's humidity in here, and we try our best to regulate it in different ways. But unless you have, I feel a climate controlled room, it's difficult. And I know with some of the other CTS machines, they're finicky. I've heard that from a lot of different people that have them. It's like they're good when they work well, but if not, it's like a nightmare.
Is there a speed benefit you gain from this? Obviously, it exposes too, so you're not having somebody move it from one station.
I think the accuracy. We pair this with the tri-lock. The accuracy is super important to us. I mean, it's pretty quick, and then the fact that it does it both steps at the same time, it's one less thing to do. Like,
is there a way to? Is it running right now? Is that what the yellow light's for?
It's not on right now. No.
Oh, okay.
I'll see if I can get Dylan to burn the screen here. I don't know if he has anything. We'll see if we can get one for the end.
Yeah, or to open it. We kind of
for sure.
So right now we're going to be doing a multi-frame burn. We're going to do burn base for the front and back print, and then we're going to go ahead and flip it over after and burn the opposite then.
So about 1:30 for the 2 screens, and he's going to flip it over and he's going to do it again. So then we'll have 4 exposures done in 3 minutes or so.
For exposure and for the image.
Yeah. So just don't look at it like, I mean, it's not going to blind you. You can look at it through the camera. I think it's so incredible that it's imaging and then it's exposing at the same time. Like it's awesome.
A happy customer, happy Saudi customer.
Oh yeah. So we actually use the dip tank down here to soak the screens before we rinse them out. So that's where our dip tank from reclaiming went. And it just has water in it. So they sit in there for like a minute and just kind of.
And then it takes it upstairs.
Well, no. Then he just washes it out right here. And we reclaim all of our water, so we have this filtration system that Tyler actually made. It's pretty sweet. So we reclaim and filter all of our own water. So it saves us like tremendously on our water bill. So after this, obviously, then it's ready to get ready to go on press.
What do you think is the next investment then for you guys?
Another press.
Another press?
Yeah. But it's been so
You mean
hard
replacing this one, or? Got it. But what, lead times are very long right now?
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Like I was just talking to our guy at M&R, and I think he said it was 31 weeks for a new press. So like we were trying to buy one second hand just to kind of get us through, and then decide what we want to do when this is all behind us and inventory is back. But we haven't made a decision yet. So one of our latest purchases is the Rapid Tag. That thing is sick. I believe it does 1,200 prints an hour. So we use this for any private label runs that are long, or like sleeve prints. We've even done like on the pocket prints right on it. You can put the pocket right on there. So this thing has paid for itself in the first like 4 times it was used. I would highly recommend getting one.
This is actually a really cool shop tour. I've never seen the laser to screen unit, so that's a first. But also just being able to get so deep into digital and heat press and on-demand printing, and being able to suffice for e-commerce, but also screen, but just balance is really, really cool.
Yeah.
So if you guys have questions though, you guys can follow them at Screenprinting Select. Wait. Is it at Screenprinting Select?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys can follow them at Screenprinting Select on Instagram. They've got a really cool Instagram channel where they post all of this stuff, and on TikTok too.
Yeah, at Screenprinting Select.
All right, at Screenprinting Select. Thanks guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.